Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. I'm on my way to the pharmacy, the nearest one. And it's good to be able to get out and about and do things after getting over pneumonia and a bad reaction to this is a separate thing, a bad reaction to a medication from a rare health condition. All of that waiting and all of that I went through to get it, and had it since I was a child, and I'm 62, and finally there's a medication I can take, and had a really bad reaction to it. Go fig, you know. But all this stuff and then some. My feet turning red, dry, swelling up, gaining a bunch of weight. I've lost pretty much all of it. I think 5 more pounds of the latest one. And it was about 25 pounds all of a sudden, man, on top of weight that it was supposed to help me get rid of. So it was altogether around 70 pounds, seriously. And carrying that at my age, oh my goodness, at least I have a large frame, but still, it was awful. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the pharmacy, get some things. I mean, I'm not going to get out because after all that, one of my knees, of course, is hurting. And waited until after the weight was going off. The 20 pounds is no, little thing. 20 pounds off, and then my knee starts hurting. Okay. You would think it would be 20 pounds there, and then it would throw a temper tantrum. But anyway. So I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna just go through the drive-thru because I can't walk that far. After getting over pneumonia, I'm not ready to test it yet, and plus that knee. So yeah. But anyway, it was so funny. I got a letter in the mail last week or so about approval for one of those, those things that they test the diabetes with, and you put it on your arm, and it goes for 10 days. It's not the usual one, it's a different one that my doctor uses. I guess they're trying to promote it. Everything needs something to compete with, so this will be one of its competitions, I guess. And the one that you see on TV, this one will be a competition for it. I would totally agree in having competition for things. So there are no monopolies. I'm not a monopoly kind of person. I believe in they allow them to have a monopoly on something. Nope. They need competition. But you never know these days. I mean, it's been a long time. You never know, because they might just open up another company, and it's still the same people when you get down to the root of it. Yeah. What do they call that? I don't know. That's not my area. But look, a lot of work, a lot of construction going on. So, but yeah, I wanted to get out and not be with Adam, be by myself for a change, and get out and do things. Adam's older than I, and he really stepped up to the plate. And with all this going on with me, and he's been taken care of a lot, but as he says, he's bored, so he retired. I don't know how long ago, maybe a little over a year ago, and he says he's really bored. He feels like all the knowledge he had also is going to waste, but he gets bored, and so he's now enjoying doing things like going grocery shopping. I'm telling you. He said he goes to the store to get some smokes or some cigarettes, and he says while he's there he likes to do some walking around for exercise. So he might as well pick up groceries. So it all goes together for him. More power to him. Whatever works for you. But me, I've been getting used to being in the house with all this, the pneumonia was because they were working on the sidewalks, like sidewalks over there in our neighborhood, right in front of our house. They did a whole thing at the end of the sidewalks, where it meets the road, where people in wheelchairs, where they go down, and I understand that. I've had to use a wheelchair lately because of this pneumonia and all this. Past few years, every blue moon I'd have to use a wheelchair or one of those electronic shopping carts. Not all the time, but sometimes. So it makes sense, they were doing that, and then all that concrete, and they were busting it up, and then they'd throw it all in the air. Of course, they weren't throwing all in the air, but they did have to take the stuff and put it in the truck to, take it off, and all that made it all in the air, and oh my goodness, I got pneumonia from it. And then I got over it. It was just a mild case at first of what, this is what the ER said. And then 10 days later, they came back to do some of the alley that's across from us. We don't have an alley on our side. We have front parking lots on our houses, or individual houses. They're not connected to anybody. Not connected by a alley either. I could not stand having it to go in an alley. In my neighborhood, man, people think they own the road. I can imagine someone would think they own the alley. I'm serious, I could see it. They're connected by roads, of course, but not alleys. In my part of the neighborhood. But anyway, oh, look at that little scooter thing. So, okay, I'm over here at this pharmacy. This is not my pharmacy, but sometimes I come here and get some things since it's so close to my house. Like if I get a prescription for some antibiotics or something like that, I'll come to this one. Okay, they're gonna have to fill it, and if they don't have it and all this stuff, they said later on today, and if they don't have it, they'll order it, and okay. But it's one of those special things. Anyway, it was good to get that done. I'm gonna go to this place. I'm stuck on this one place that sells Cajun food, but they have across the street from it, across the street north of it, there is another one, but I think it's one of those fancier ones. Okay, like a dine-in one. Where you dine, it's supposed to be, I don't know. We just saw it recently, and neither one of us knew that it was even there. So there used to be, in that same place, there used to be the police station, and it has moved. Things are changing in that little strip mall. Now it's more of a strip mall. Like I said, it used to be the police station in part of it, and then there's a grocery store. Don't know why they moved. I'm not even sure where they moved to. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go there and see, because like I said, I got stuck on this one place, and they sell red beans and rice, and it's kind of cheap. It's $5.99 or $6.99 for a pint. And I know some people say that's expensive. Some would say that's cheap. I say it's inexpensive, and it's really, really good. And they sell little, like half pints of steamed rice, but it has steamed rice in it, but not much. And so the little half pints are packed with rice. I mean, it's actually packed in there. They're $2.50, so I get some of that. But I want to see if this other place has, if they have the red beans and rice, or they have, I would like to have some dirty rice. Okay, what's going on here, people? Really, seriously. You're not sure what you're doing? I kind of just remember how to get there from here. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get there from here. But, remember after 2020, when, you know, then was part of 2021. I'm leaving out why, but I think we all know. I was stuck at home because I was more more vulnerable to problems because of my rare health condition, and I had to stay home. Well, it was like a year and a half or so, and when I went back to, I think a lot of people had this, you know, not just me, of course, but when I went back to start, you know, to go to places, and I was able to, you know, I had my shots to the arm, I could go and do things. It was probably over a year and a half, and just, I couldn't remember some of the roads, how they connected together. But some of these are confusing because one is called Park, and the other one that runs parallel to it, right north of it, is Parker. Okay, and a lot of people get confused. I know I do. And then there's one that just changes names. And for decades, I think, not really decades, but they got a detour over there. But for a long while, we kept getting confused on one of the roads. And like this one right here, Jupiter. Okay, so I think it's the next street down, yep. Anyway, you know, I remember us waiting to see what this was going to be, this big building over there. And I mean, it took a while for them to develop it. And I guess it's just apartments. I don't know. Or maybe a senior living community. I think it's apartments. But I'm like, are that many people that are looking for places around here? Wow. You know, K Avenue Lofts. Okay. Huh. I wonder if they're real small or something. Lofts are never known to be really big. At least I know. Who knows? I need to check it out. You know, go online, see if they actually have the prices. But anyway, I was gonna go to check and see, at least get the name of this place and maybe call them and find out if they have any, like, dirty rice, Cajun dirty rice. I loved it. My mother made it, and I used to make it, and she that was really the only thing that she cooked that was good. My dad, I think he had to teach her how to cook because she was an only child, and she was basically spoiled rotten, and she didn't you know how to cook and all that. When they got married, and he taught her, and he didn't teach her that great. Okay, I hope I don't get twisted around in here. Let's see. Okay, got the name of it, looked it up online, and screenshot the menu. And I don't know. I didn't see any red beans and rice, but I did see. It's funny because when I was young, my mother also cooked some of this stuff. And they used to make them steaks that were round, a round steak, I think they called it, and it had a bone in, and it was flat. And she used to make some with tomato sauce and all this stuff as gravy. And we were kids, and we called it, you know, she made rice with it too. And when we were kids, we called it wrong. We called it red rice and gravy. When it was red gravy and rice. You know, me and my siblings, you know, I have 4 siblings, and we just got used to calling it that as kids, and we never really thought about it until we were adults. And we laughed, you know, why did we always call it red rice and gravy? But they had on their menu, this place, red rice. I'm like, okay, maybe there's something more to it than we knew, you know? Okay, you can go along with me today. It's my vlog for my vlog channel. But I'm reading my mail because one of them I needed to give to the pharmacy I was at. And then I got this, I'm going to drive over here, I got a text from, I thought it was that pharmacy saying they had it ready, but it was actually the other pharmacy, and my usual pharmacy, and another medication. And my doctor's office had sent me some kind of, for that place, sent me some kind of coupon for that medication. Well, I don't need a coupon. I don't pay. My medication costs me $0 with my insurance plan. And I guess they just do that for everybody. And anyway, I went to Burger King and got myself a burger. I don't eat the meat. I mean, I don't eat the bread. I don't get any, what's it called? No cheese, no bread. Oh, it's got, there's a lot of stuff on this. Wow, it's got bacon. I don't eat bacon. I never know which one to get. So, yeah, I think I'll go home and eat it. I'm gonna need a plate for it. Oh boy. But anyway, this is I'm breaking free from my home. But like I was talking about that Cajun place over there, it didn't seem to have red rice and red beans and gravy. I mean, red beans and rice. Oh my goodness. Get it right. Maybe, I mean, they need to move these two things. These people have parked it there for who knows how long. You can't see around it. But anyway, they didn't have, or gumbo. Well, I think they had a gumbo, but I don't know. It looked like it was more expensive than the other one. And plus it was closed. Why they open up at noon is beyond me. That's the other one that opens up at noon. And the one that I go to, they open up at noon. Isn't most people, you know, like the people who work, I think most places open up at 11 if they're just for lunch and dinner and not breakfast. But I have never known places to open up at noon for lunch and dinner. It was to start at lunch. That was a long, it seemed like really long truck right there. So, or maybe I'm just not used to driving it. Because that did seem like a long truck. Yeah. Just kept going and going and going. I am ready to eat this, but I don't know. It seems smaller. It seems smaller than usual. Maybe it's just the way I was looking at it. But I don't know. It had jalapenos on it, and I should have not gotten jalapenos on it. My every little thing, you know, the meat's not the one that's has all the sodium. You have to watch my sodium. It's not the meat that has so much sodium. It's the cheese, the bread, the condiments, pickles do. Pickles tend to have a lot of sodium. And I love these hamburger slices of one certain brand. And not one certain store, but one certain brand. But every bottle of it tastes different. I mean, there was one time I had a few from the same recipe, I guess. I mean, it's the same thing, the same jars. They've been in business over 100 years, but each one tastes different. And they're hamburger slices. So, yeah, I'm kind of rambling, but that's okay. It is okay, man, being stuck in the house for another month, you know, and I remember that this happened to me before, but when it happened to me before, it was in September, and it wasn't, I don't think that was pneumonia. I think that was, had some stomach issues, and nobody, the nurse and nobody diagnosed it. Yeah. And what do they diagnose these days? Why does that truck stop? They were acting kind of weird. It just stopped right there. Now no, you're gonna crash, crazy people. Yeah, you stopped right there. They're wondering why you stopped. Yeah, you don't just stop on the road and then expect people to think, oh, you're doing fine, you're doing great. Wish I could see who's in that. Are they texting? Adam, when he goes out with me, you know, he's older than I. He likes to watch to see if the people next to him, because I do the driving, I don't let him drive. But he likes to look to see if they're texting or they're using their cell phone when they do something stupid. You know, especially when the light turns and I cannot tell, the windows are bright. But when the light turns, it turns and they don't move. He said, I bet they're texting. And we got into a usual game of it. I cannot tell who's in that, you know. What are you doing? Gonna take my lane now? Yeah, they both lanes turned there, and they were gonna take my lane. People like that do not need to be driving if you can't pay attention to what's going, you know, what lane you have. You don't need to be on the road. And you're just gonna stop right on the road. Well, you're gonna stop here too? What, are you gonna stop here too? Right in the middle of the road. I don't think that person maybe has some problem there. Because they stopped whenever I was driving. They wanted to get in my lane, and they just stopped on the road too. Then they stopped on the next one, where the turning lane. Just stop there. Crazy people, I'm telling you. And it may be lost. Maybe it's an elderly person. Maybe it's somebody new to driving. Who knows? Could just be somebody higher than a kite or something. You never know. Or just somebody not doing what they're supposed to be doing, if that's paying attention to the road. So I'm just rambling. Like I said, it's kind of good to get out and do something different. Yesterday we did too. I went to that Cajun place and got me some Cajun rice there, but anyway, I don't want to eat out a lot anymore. Although this isn't telling the story, since I went yesterday for Cajun rice and today I got me a burger. But yeah, that's not saying that, is it? No, we hardly eat out anymore. It's too much sodium. And the Cajun rice, I have no idea. They don't have a, what is it, a nutrition facts. So I thought that every restaurant has them these days, but that one doesn't. And I have no idea how much is in it. But like I said, it's a pint, and I eat it as a meal, but a third of each one. You know, a third of a pint. So as a meal, a whole meal. Hello, squirrely. Squirrels are out today. I'm afraid of hitting one of them. One of them was just sitting there, and they have a tendency to run out in front of you. Yeah. And I could not, I don't know, it would bog me so much. Poor thing, you know, if I hit a squirrel, ugh, I would feel so much empathy for the poor thing. And anyway, I think I'll wrap this up.